Forza Horizon 2 is a game of spectacular beauty, with breathtaking coastal drives, epic thunderstorms, rolling European landscapes, and exquisite sunsets, all rendered in stunning 1080p. It's a game full of action-packed fun, in which you're always building huge scores with our kudos-like skill system, whether you're crashing through forests or drifting through city streets. And it's a game in which freedom underpins everything you do. Horizon 2's massive list of more than 200 cars, its sprawling open world, and its epic variety of events are all yours to explore. But we believe that the fun, beauty, and freedom of Horizon 2 are best when you enjoy them with your friends. Drive at our opponents in your open world, 1,000 player clubs with shared progression, instant multiplayer with no lobbies and no waiting, online car meets, team racing, co-op challenges, all on dedicated servers. It's features like these which make Forza Horizon 2 the most social racing game ever made. Let's take a look.
Car culture and festival culture are both inherently social. Forza Horizon 2 is inherently social. So we ensure that everyone's game feels connected, even when you're not playing multiplayer. There are lots of ways to see what your friends are doing. Even in solo play, your friends are always connected to your world. Your friends' drive avatars explore the open world with you, even when they aren't online. You can challenge them to street races or follow them to hidden secrets in the world. Rivals challenges and speed cameras allow you to compete with your friends asynchronously, and at any point you can pull up the map and see where your friends are online and what they're doing. When you decide to jump into online play, we ensure that transition is instant and seamless. And by removing lobbies, the waiting and all the hoops you have to jump through, players who don't usually play online will find it really easy, entertaining and friendly.
Community is massively important to Forza, and with clubs of up to 1,000 players, you could create your own community within Horizon 2. What that club is for, though, is entirely up to you. It could be a private club for you and your close friends. You could use it to compete on the game's global club leaderboards. We've given you the tools to create or find the perfect club for you.
We've got car meets, which is a great place to go and socialise, chat, and show off your liveries or your tunes. If you're a really talented painter, you can enter a car meet and show off your latest design. Anyone else that's in there can take a look and at the touch of a button, download your design for their own car.
King and Infected were two really popular online game modes from the original Horizon. In Forza Horizon 2, we decided to build the perfect arenas from the ground up. Each one of these arenas is designed with jumps and smashable items everywhere, taking full advantage of the open world.
We have two main ways to play online. In Online Road Trip, we'll take you on a tour of the world from destination to destination, and then everyone in the session will vote on where the road trip goes next. In Online Free Roam, it's entirely up to you what you do. You and the people in your session can do whatever you like. Start races, play co-op challenges, hunt for secrets and collectibles together, or just cruise around. There are no rules. The world and everything in it are yours to explore together.
This is an incredibly social game. In every sense, we've reimagined what a truly next-gen online experience should be. You can play it however you want, do whatever you want. We'd like Horizon 2 to be a game that you play with friends, but maybe even a game in which you can make new friends.
I'm here with Ralph Fulton, Creative Director on Forza Horizon 2, and he's here to tell us a little bit more about the game. One of the new features in Forza Horizon 2 is the car clubs. Could you tell us a bit more about those?
And car meets is actually something we were inspired by from the real world, right?
Yeah.
People take their cars to meets, they meet people who like the same things as them, they share experiences and knowledge and tips. Car meets in Horizon 2 are exactly the same. You'll drive into a car meet from your solo play, and they're all over the world. Basically, you're instantly brought into an online session full of real people. You can chat to them, you can talk about your car, about their cars, you can share tips. The best thing is you drive in alone, you meet some people, you can all drive out together into an online experience.
Well, graphically, incredible. The rain effects here especially, I love rain. Water in games especially is really hard to pull off, so actually seeing all these reflections on the roads and stuff is pretty awesome to see.
I'm Aoife Wilson and I am here with Ralph Fulton of Playground Games, who's going to take us through the fast-paced world of Forza Horizon 2. There is a huge variety of cars in this game. What are your favourites?
Oh wow, that's a tough question. So yeah, you're right. We have over 200 cars in the game available on day one. Favourites, the Lamborghini Huracan, which you'll be seeing in the demo. It's our cover car, fantastic car. But we have so much room for cult classics. We have a 1945 Willys Jeep, we have a 1963 Volkswagen camper van, lots of cars to have a lot of fun in.
How many of these cars can we actually expect at launch?
Over 200 available for everyone at launch at no extra cost.
Alright, so it is an open world. There has got to be a ton of things to do. So can you take us through some of the race types?
So to go with that massive car list, we have to have a huge list of things to do. So along with all the races, point-to-points and circuits you'd expect, we have a lot of Horizon special events. We have showcases which are coming back from the first game. You'll race against planes, against a train. We have bucket lists for you to do, specific challenges for each car. We have hundreds of collectibles. We have got barn finds coming back. There's so much for you to do and find.
So what kind of exploration sort of stuff can we look forward to?
One of the things we decided right at the start of this game was to knock away all the barriers, all the walls. We should only have barriers where they exist in real life. And what that means is the world is yours to explore. One minute you can be on a road or a freeway, the next you'll be careering across a field or through a forest. It's a lot of fun just to see where your car takes you.
So what made you guys choose Southern Europe as a setting?
And because we can create a bigger map, because we have more detail to play with, we thought let's do France, but let's go across the border into Italy, some amazing rolling scenery, epic vistas, the city of Nice, some historic towns as well, so there's incredible variety in this landscape.
And does the weather have any effect on the races themselves?
Not only does it change the handling, as you'd expect, the road gets wet, it gets slippier, it affects every car, every tyre compound differently, but also the spray that's kicked up by other competitors, the rain on your windscreen, your windscreen wipers going on full, all of that just changes up the gameplay experience and the racing.
I mean, there's been a lot made of the sort of seamless transition from the single player to the multiplayer. Can you tell us why exactly that is?
First and foremost, we want everyone to be able to play Horizon 2 with their friends. I think it's a better experience when you play it with others. I think one of the things that maybe puts some people off online multiplayer is that it can sometimes be a bit of a chore to get into. So we've taken away all that friction.
Now, you mentioned them before briefly, but tell us more about those bucket list challenges, because they sound pretty cool.
Yes, they're great fun to find. So we have 30 cars hidden around the world, each with a specific challenge created by our designers. You have to go and find them, and then you have to beat that challenge in each of those cars. And as you go through the list, you'll be crossing off those lists. You really want to complete that whole bucket list.
30 things you must do before you leave.
Before you leave Horizon this summer, yeah.
Awesome. Now, lastly, with Forza Horizon so close on the horizon, you guys have just announced the new social meets and the sort of like social events things. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Car meets is another part of this push we have to allow you to enjoy Horizon 2 with your friends. And it's not about beating people, it's not about winning. A car meet is just really a social place that you can go within the world. You pull up, you drive in, and you're in an online session. So you're with people, you can chat to them, you can show off your car, you can share tips on livery painting and tuning. And the best thing is you can all drive out into the online together.
Sounds so cool. Cannot wait to get behind the wheel of that. Ralph, thank you so much. Now, that's about it for me and Ralph for now, but keep checking back throughout the week because we have got loads more content coming direct to you from Gamescom. We'll see you then.
All right, I am here with Ralph Fulton. He is the creative director from Playground Games, and we're going to talk about Forza Horizon 2. How are you, Ralph?
I'm great, how are you?
I am good. Congratulations on a great show in there, in the briefing.
Thank you.
Looks absolutely incredible. I often try not to be too sycophantic here because you know I'm a massive Horizon fan. Let's take a step back first of all, right? When you came out the back of Forza Horizon 1, what were the first things on the list for you that you wanted to address?
That's a great question. I mean, I guess the first thing we knew was that the next one was going to be on Xbox One, an entirely new platform, more power, better graphics architecture. So that was a whole world of opportunity which opened up for us. Allowed us to be really creative with our thinking around visuals, around horizon beauty, around making this game more social, more connected. But one of the things that we really wanted to concentrate on with this game was to create a truly open world. You know, make sure that there were no barriers, no walls where they don't exist in real life, and really give the player the opportunity to drive wherever he wants, to go, explore, discover whatever he wants.
All right, magic. And it shocked me when I heard that Forza Horizon took 18 months to develop. I mean, that seems like a bit of a superhuman effort. You know, have you been able to relax into Horizon 2 a little bit more?
There's been no relaxing, I could absolutely tell you that. Yeah, I mean, I think Horizon is an achievement that I'm personally incredibly proud of. I'm incredibly proud of the team. But I feel like we've gone on from strength to strength. I think we've really got into our stride with Xbox One now. We're really getting a hang of that as a platform. And I think the visuals and the gameplay really tell that story in Horizon 2.
Magic. All right, so let's have a look. You know, we've got the, this is the Gamescom demo of
That's
Horizon
right,
2
on the show floor,
running right
playable
here.
for everyone here.
Fantastic. So this is the demo that everyone coming to Gamescom will be able to play on the Xbox booth. Talk us through a little bit about what we're seeing here and some of the things we should be looking out for.
Absolutely. So we're on an awesome street race from the festival, which is now located in the south of Tuscany in northern Italy. It's one of the two countries we feature in Horizon 2. And Andy is driving the Lamborghini Huracan, I believe it's pronounced, which is our hero car, our cover car. He's driving down to the coast. And as you can see, he's on road, but he's also going cross country as well, because that's part of that Horizon freedom that we're trying to create everywhere in the world.
So Horizon has come to Europe, which I think is great news. You can see why. I mean, these roads are incredible. You've got a mix of kind of fields and vineyards, and we'll see some cliff roads in the later in the demo as well. What kind of choices did you make? Why did you settle in northern Italy and the south of France?
Well, you know, both the south of France and the north of Italy were individual locations we considered for the first game. Actually, and eventually Colorado won out. But when we came to consider where we were going to set this game, we thought, you know, we have a bigger world now. We have more power at our disposal. Why not throw a net over both of those areas? So we're in the south of France. We're in the Côte d'Azur. Then we go across the border into northern Italy. And as you say, incredible driving roads. Phenomenal scenery, one of the most beautiful parts of the world, and incredible diversity as well, you know, and the types of places you explore, not just rural locations, but the city of Nice as well.
And diversity in locations, diversity in weather as well, right? We're seeing the dynamic weather in action here. Talk us through this.
Before our very eyes, yeah, we're absolutely delighted to be bringing dynamic weather to Forza for the very first time. It's something that we've really wanted to do. It's something that the fans have been asking us to do for a long time. We're delighted to be delivering it in Horizon 2. And you know what? It's a system which really leverages Xbox One, the power that we've got. We've built it specifically for this console, so it's really sophisticated next-gen stuff. We actually simulate the entire atmosphere, the particles within it.
Like rainbows.
Down to mathematically correctly modelled rainbows.
Good. Will there be double rainbows in Forza Horizon 2?
I cannot reveal that at this time.
Okay, that's probably a deal breaker for me, so we should talk about that later. But what implications does it have for gameplay when you bring in the dynamic weather?
Right. So it's not just changing the visuals, which it does, you know, from minute to minute as you're driving around. It's also changing up the driving experience as well, as you'd expect. So it's Forza, so all of our 200 plus cars handle the wet differently, all the tyre compounds handle the wet differently, and of course it's changing that racing experience, particularly if you're in cockpit cam. You know, you have the rain beating on the windscreen, your windscreen wipers on full, spray being kicked up by the car in front. You're really getting a changing driving experience. It's very challenging and a lot of fun.
All right, very good. So how did we get on here then? Doesn't look too good. I mean, I know we've got customization and personalization in Horizon 2, but that's probably not
sure
the type
Lamborghini
we're
are going to be happy with that.
Anyway, let's get into what you talked about today in the briefing. The most social racing game ever. That's a bold claim, Ralph.
Right, yeah, absolutely. But you know what? As I said on stage, I think we have a feature set that bears that claim out. You know, it's something we said right from the start of the project. Let's make, first of all, an experience which is truly next gen in an online sense. Because Horizon is a social experience. Festivals, car culture, they're all very social. We want people to enjoy the game with their friends. So really our entire social feature set is about allowing people to do that in a way they feel comfortable with and in any way they want, really. So you could be playing asynchronously with people who aren't even online. Drivatars are other people's representations of themselves in your world. Mm-hmm. But then when you want to jump online, as we saw in that video documentary we showed on stage, it is instant, it is seamless. And we're trying to just knock down that barrier between solo play and online play and allow you to get into the action as if you were switching channel on a television.
You mentioned Drivatars. I wanted to ask you about that. They felt like a real game changer in Forza 5. How are you bringing them to Horizon 2?
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I've told a lot of people about the day we switched on Drivatar technology in Horizon 2, and our races changed instantly, because it's a very sophisticated AI system. What's happened more gradually, but I think is even more profound over the months since, is as people have started playing our game, their Drivatars now populate my world. And it's not just the way they drive, it's where they drive, and it's their personalities expressed through their cars, the cars they've chosen, the way they've painted them, the way they've tuned them. So every morning when I switch on my console at work, my world is full of personality, and that for me is the special thing about Drivatar.
All right, so which car are we going to choose this time? We've got an Aston. Looks good. Let's take that. Let's talk about online road trip and free ride. You mentioned them, or they were mentioned in the video that was shown during the briefing. They both sound great. Tell us more about them.
That's right, yeah. And really our goal here is to give people options in the way they play online. So online road trip is a very directed tour of the world. Everybody in the session is taken to a destination. They'll compete in a championship there, and when that's finished, the winner is crowned and everyone votes on where to go on to next. In online free roam, we really want you to make your own fun. So we make everything that's available in the solo game available online. So you can do races, you can do playground games, you can do cooperative bucket list challenges. It's all there. You can even go and find collectibles, hunt for barn finds with your friends. However you want to play the game, we're enabling you to do it with your friends online.
So let's talk about those barn finds and the collectibles. I mean, that was one of the best things about Horizon, in my opinion, is just pootling around the world, knocking all those things off the list. They're back for Horizon 2, right?
They're back, and I think they're better than ever. So we've taken the opportunity to refresh those cars. So now more than half of them are cars you will never have seen before in the Forza franchise, which makes it extra special when you discover them. I guess the trade-off there is that with our truly open world, we have just so much more space to hide those barns in.
Right.
I think it's going to take you a little bit more time to find them, but it's really going to be worth it to find one of those unique, never before seen in Forza cars and restore it to pristine.
Okay, so let's talk about cars. We've got 200 in the game.
200 plus available
200 plus,
from September 30th for everyone.
All right, so tell me, call out some of your highlights, your favourites, and some interesting stuff we're going to see.
So my favourites are the interesting ones. It's great to have the Lamborghini Huracan as our cover car. I think people are going to be excited to play it. It's never been in a game before. We have some extreme off-roaders as well, as befits our truly open world and the all-terrain nature of it. We have the Dodge Ram Runner, we have the Local Motors Rally Fighter, really challenging off-road cars. But my favourites are the cult classics, the personality cars. We have a 1945 Willys Jeep. We have a 63 Volkswagen camper van. These are great fun cars to upgrade, maybe to engine swap, and then take out on the road.
And of course, you're getting all that amazing Forza detail we're used to. Can we switch back to in-car? As I know the hardcore Forza fans love this. Windscreen wipers occurred to me the other night. If you're chucking in dynamic weather, you have to think about windscreen wipers quite a lot, I bet, right?
They all move now, and that's one of the things that we have to do to make a car horizonified, we actually call it in the studio. There's a whole bunch of tasks that we have to do. We have to animate the windscreen wipers, and you will not struggle to believe that all of them are animated in exactly the correct way. But we also make the dash illuminate, again, as the real car will. We have to make it get wet, so inside and out. Our audio guys tell me that we have different sound effects for the windscreen wipers, whether you're inside the car or outside it.
Nice.
That's the detail we go to.
That's amazing. So let's talk about off-road as well. Again, one of the really important parts of Horizon 1. It's back, I guess, right?
It's back, and we're doing lots more of it. And the map is, I think, 3 times bigger in terms of the drivable space. And that's not necessarily roads. That's fields of crops. That's vineyards. That's forests and hills. And once you get into the game, once you really get into the flow of it, we're really teaching you to go off the beaten track, to find the best route to wherever you're going. Forza has done a great job of training people to follow the green line over the years. Yeah. We're kind of disabusing you of that notion a little bit and encouraging you to find your own route. And it's just crazy fun to barrel over hills and through fields, going to your next destination.
And the thing we really have to drive home here is that we came first that time. Nice, getting warmed up.
He can stay.
So you're going to be able to do all of this in car clubs as well, right?
Right, yeah, so two great online features which aren't perhaps your traditional competitive online features. They're more about socializing, meeting people, making new friends, we hope. So clubs is one. We allow up to 1,000 people to join a club. So maybe you're part of an existing social network, you can just transplant that into the game. Maybe you want to build up a massive club that can compete on the global leaderboards. Again, you can do that. But if you want to have a club of 5, of 10, of 20 people, it's entirely up to you. Clubs are a really flexible tool to let you socialize and play the game how you want. And then online car meets, I think, are really awesome, inspired by real-life car meets.
Yeah.
You just rock up at one of these meets in your car, and you're automatically driving into an online session with real people that you can chat to, you can share tips, you can compare your cars, you can race, you can all drive off into the online game together.
We can't talk about Horizon without talking about music. Right? It's such a powerful part of the first game. You know, for me, that Porter Robinson track, whenever I hear that, it just instantly takes me back to Horizon 1. What's the plans for Horizon 2? And, you know, what can you tell us any tracks you've got in there?
Yeah, well, we're going to be talking about the specifics of the track list really soon, in the next couple of weeks, but I totally agree with you. For me, music is incredibly important to Horizon. The guy who curated the first soundtrack, Rob DeBank, he's back on board. He did such a phenomenal job the first time, we had to ask him back, and this time we've given him even more license to be creative, to identify new acts, new songs. We have twice as many radio stations this time, we have twice as much music, so there's just lots of diversity, some classic acts, some classic tracks, but also some really cutting edge stuff, which is really just making it to festival stages and radio playlists right now, and we'll continue to do so after launch. And I think you're going to find lots of tracks like that Porter Robinson one in the new game, which becomes synonymous with this one.
Magic. Ralph, when will we be able to play Forza Horizon 2?
It's available everywhere from September 30th. It's going to be October 2nd in Germany, October 3rd in UK.
Magic. Thank you very much, Ralph. Really appreciate it.